Alright guys, today we will make with Davincij15 TA on Bitcoin, TA on 3 different altcoins, and he will also drop a magic small Fibonacci tutorial. So for the altcoins we can already tell you we will cover Icon, Vechain and Electroneum, and we can already tell you in a random order one of them might go to the moon, one of them might maybe go to zero, or everything with probabilities, and one of them only looks mediocre. So guys, now you have to stay tuned. First of all, we want to ask the most important question of today to Davincij. How are you feeling today, man? Oh yeah, and as we said it at the last time, we are looking for sponsors sponsoring that episode. We already got some emails, but we want to have a list and then we will compare it and we will reach back as soon as possible. For the sponsors, we will put a short, like 10 or 15 seconds in the beginning, a disclosed sponsorship in the beginning, and show your product, show your service. It has to be relevant, it has to be good, relevant to our audience. And whenever you fulfill that conditions, you can be our sponsor. So that being said, you can go to the description, come to our website or text info@mmcrypto.io and we will answer every of your emails. So thank you for that.
I'm doing great, Chris. Thanks for asking. It's been a very busy day for me here at with Davincij codes. my brain's a little fried, but that's all right. We're fixing up Pandora's wallet, and yeah, there's some issues, but you know what? We'll talk about that later on. Thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah, man, it's a big pleasure. And guys, we have talked a little bit about the charts before. We can tell you that will be very exciting, especially on the altcoin part. So what we will do is we will start with a small magic tutorial for Fibonacci's. And for everyone who is already a pro in Fibonacci's, you can go to the timestamps and you can just jump to the Bitcoin TA or jump to the altcoin TA. And you definitely should make sure that you do not miss out on that. Today we are trying to get 2,000 likes. We always get like 1,500. One time we got 3,000. So today we want to get at least 2,000 likes. If you want to show some appreciation for the free content we are providing and Davincij15 is providing with his valuable time, make sure you smash up the like button. And today, as we said, we will cover 3 altcoins in the end. Timestamp in the description down below. Make sure you also leave your favorite altcoins for the next episode in the comments again. As you see, we always take the most suggested altcoins. And yes, again, very quickly, as we said, one of them with a good probability might go to the moon, one of them might go to the bottom, maybe to zero, maybe not, and one of them is mediocre. That being said, finally, the stage is yours, Davincij. We can start with the quick and dirty magic tutorial on how to use the Fibonacci levels before we go to the Bitcoin TA and to the altcoin TAs.
Okay, Chris. Well, yeah, the reason why we want to do a little bit of a Fibonacci lessons here is because in our last video together, I showed you guys a Fibonacci level and thought that, you know, Bitcoin was going to retrace. But I had a feeling that the market would do an FU move. And what an FU move is, basically, when everything lines up, yes, everything lines up for you to take a short, what it does is it goes after stops. And then it goes and rolls back down, and you're like, darn, man, I was right, but you know, they stopped me out, and you can't really get back in because it really happened really fast because you have to set up, you have to wait for a setup to come in before you could actually take a short. So I want to point out how, you know, because the market went higher, the Fibonacci levels have changed, and so we're going to show you that and how to draw the Fibonacci levels. And the reason why you want to learn how to do this, right, is so that in your little old lady style of trading, let's just say you're doing little old lady style of trading, and we tell you, right, let the market come to you.
Let the market come to you. Let the market come to you. Guys, leave it in the comments again. That's our slogan now. Let the market come to you. All right.
So let's say this was an altcoin, right? You don't want to like chase this altcoin. You would draw your Fibonacci from here to here at first, like we did before. And then you'd go, okay, well, I'm going to put my buy order down here. And that seemed to make sense. But then the market goes higher. So what you have to do, if that does happen, is you have to move your Fibonacci higher because this is now invalid. The reason is that this is how the Fibonacci levels are drawn. It's where from the highest point all the way back down. So this is so you could have what's called the retracement, Fibonacci retracement. Now you're thinking, now where is the bottom? Now the thing is with Fibonacci is also this is valid here. That's the scary part. So you could say, well, what the heck? Well, the thing is, wherever there's a bottom, that's where you could draw your Fibonacci from the top to the bottom, and it goes in reverse, of course, as well. And it's and you could see it broke through the 61.8 here, and it just bounced right back up on the next day, and it's staying above the 13 EMA. So that's pretty cool. That looks like we could have a positive action in the future, but it's not 100% certain. It's got to close above the 13 EMA or keep bouncing around it, the 13 EMA, for us to see a positive move forward. But I feel that Bitcoin, even if it does drop down to here and gets a little bit of I think the industry is just like the big players. They're down here waiting, letting the market come to them to pick up some Bitcoin so that they can ride this thing upwards. I feel that a lot of market movers and shakers missed this big move here, and some of them missed this move as well. And so they're waiting to get in here, and they're waiting to move the market back down, bringing the boat back.
Exactly.
That's what we would say.
And may I maybe throw something in, because in the last episode you said with a high probability the Bitcoin will go down to the 61.8, and then it went up, and some people said, oh no, you are wrong. But just a few hours later it exactly came down to the new Fibonacci 61.8 level, which was in fact exactly what you said, even though you calculated it from another level. So what the guys watching that video, or what you guys can actually do, is when you draw the Fibonacci and you set your buy order at the 61.8, the price goes higher. Fine, let it be so. You can delete the old buy order and you can recalculate the Fibonacci 61.8 level and just set a new buy order. I mean, it doesn't cost you anything, and in that case this 61.8 thing, from my understanding, it was still pretty valid.
Yeah, it is valid in a sense. You just have to decide where you want to do your Fibonacci levels from, right? So this was valid, but now it's invalid because it went higher. And so both of these are valid Fibonacci. Even this one down here, and including this one down here is a valid Fibonacci level. But is it realistic to say that the markets will come down here? No, not at this point in time. But there's something interesting brewing if you draw enough Fibonacci levels, right? And we'll talk about that one over here for a second later. What we could see here, let me put some boxes here. I'm going to put some rectangular boxes so that we could see the levels. And I'm going to mark them as green boxes as, hey, you know what? These are buy zones, indicating that these are buy zones. Right, so this is a buy zone here. This is where you would be interested in buying. Yeah, notice, and then let's see. It didn't make this new high, so this one actually should be right here, and this should be right here. So that's a buy zone, right? And if we do another one here, let's see here. Let's see, we can go from here to here. Right, and you can see another buy zone in here. And so what happens is if you see Fibonacci buys, if you see these retracement zones, and then these retracement zones overlap, and if we have a lot of them overlapping, especially if they're inside a reload zone, this is called what Brian calls a reload zone, but it's also called a trade location. So if this trade location overlaps multiple times, that's a good sign that the market's and it comes into that area, that's a good sign that the market will go higher. So that's another thing you could also look for when doing your Fibonacci retracements and trying to figure out where to buy. So that's a good thing that's a good location here. If you see it overlapping many times, the Fibonacci, the trade location or reload zone, if you want to call it, it's up to you. And yeah, you could start hunting your buys there. The one other thing I wanted to talk about is, and I was showing because I want to talk about where we're going if because you know what, all of this, you know, when we talk about TA, most people think of it as an absolute godsend that will always be correct. It's not. Right, Chris?
Yes,
it's
not. It's
probabilities.
probabilities.
Right? We're just people who do technical analysis, they're just statisticians. They're just giving you the best, the most likely outcome, not an absolute. Right? Nothing is an absolute in this technical analysis. Nothing is an absolute in your fundamental analysis. So please understand that, and that means you bet accordingly. You don't bet the farm. You don't throw all your money on one particular trade, hoping that it will make you rich. That's the wrong way to do it. We got to go about it. You have to do small amounts of money, even if it's just like you're betting. Like, for example, I used to do forex trading when I had like millions of dollars, and I would only bet $50. $50.
Yeah.
$50 is
Exactly.
what my losses would be.
I mean,
that's the way you've got to deal with it.
It's easy mathematics. Let's say you have an expected value of a successful trade of, like, I don't know, 53%, okay? Then you are higher than 50%, but there's actually a 47% that you lose some money, and you need more bets that you get to that expected value. And if you bet the whole farm on the first 2 or 3 trades, there's a high probability that you lose, and you do not end up with a profit, and you lose your whole farm. So I think it's a very good thing, especially in the beginning, if you want to learn to bet smaller amounts, especially in this crazy crypto.
Exactly, Chris. Please do not bet your farm on any one asset. I've gotten so many emails, so many text messages asking me about one particular cryptocurrency that they put everything in, and I feel sorry for them. I cannot provide them with any answers on whether to sell it all or whether to keep it all. And so I feel bad that somebody has done that, and I hope that none of your viewers and none of our viewers really actually go ahead and do that, because that's a definite way to lose money. So if you're interested in trading, the one thing you need to do is always bet very tiny amounts. And if you follow me on Twitter at Davincij Codes Net, I provide buy-in orders of the altcoins, and there's a lot of fourth tier coins there if you're interested, and you'll see the percentage that we put into those coins. You can see that only 0.25, 0.1%, very tiny amount. So that, yeah, you might say, well, wait a minute, I'm only gonna have to, if I have a small portfolio, Davincij, I'm only gonna put $2. Then you only put $2.
Exactly.
Only put $2, because you don't want to lose all the your hard-earned money on one particular bet. So please don't do it.
All right.
So
guys, definitely don't put too much in. I think the time is already running away. Do you still have something important for the Fibonacci levels, or do you want to go to the Bitcoin TA?
One last thing on I was looking at what's called extensions, and looking at this extension here is that I could see that Bitcoin wants to go up to the up to touch the 200 moving average. And look at here. This is called the golden ratio.
Oh, wait. So we are going to the Bitcoin TA now?
We're still on the Bitcoin TA.
Ah, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because it was something like we started with that tutorial for Fibonacci, but now we are in the weekly Bitcoin TA. And guys, afterwards, you can still go also to the description down below. We will have the timestamps, and we will exactly in the end cover 3 different altcoins. As we said, one might go to the moon with a certain probability, one might go to zero, and another one is mediocre. Icon, Vechain, and Electroneum. So now let's continue with the Bitcoin TA.
Okay, so continuing along with the Bitcoin technical analysis, we are. I was looking at this and trying to figure out exactly where this Bitcoin could go to, and there are several levels here that are based on drawing extensions using Fibonacci extensions. This is called the golden ratio. I have it in gold here. You can see that it's the 1.618 level. This is the golden ratio. This is a ratio where most traders take profit. And let's take another look at the Fibonacci levels from here to here to see where if they match up. That'd be interesting. Let's go right
and
down.
That's for everyone who cannot read it. It's 4,897. So you can you say that there is a probability of Bitcoin to break 4,897 US dollar.
Exactly. It could come up to this level right here. To basically retest this level and retest the 200 moving average. What I find interesting is that at the 50% level, which is not a Fibonacci level, but what traders tend to do is, okay, you know what, I'll take profits at 50%. If this thing retraces 50%, I'll take profits. This is a nice profit-taking area, the 50% level, and look at that. Here is the 1.618 level, which is at close to 4,900. So between there, if you've picked up some Bitcoin at the bottom here, it would be okay it'd be okay to sell your Bitcoins right up here in the 4,900, anywhere from the 4,800 to 4,900 level, and get out, take profits, and be happy with your gains, because you know what. The odds of probabilities are, even though it might go up to as high as 5,400, no, 5,300 right here, you can see that this is called a 2.0. This is the level, the doubling level from here to there. This level is close to the 61.8 retracement, and so you can see if it gets really, if it gets into
your microphone just is a bit.
Really? Okay, I have to. Can you hear me right now?
No. Maybe you just restart it, and I can just say something about that golden ratio. Yeah.
And it just dies.
But it's fine now. It's fine. We can continue. What I just said, maybe we can go back into the charts. What I just said is that this golden ratio, where you say that there's a big resistance and it's reasonable to sell within that levels, I'm just saying that other people coming from another school, they could say, okay, there's a thin volume within that dump zone. Isn't it? If we check the volume profile,
check the volume, we don't have volume profiles in the Coinage.
Okay.
But the volume what do you mean, the volume of,
the volume for that particular prices, if I remember, and maybe maybe I remember it not correctly, there was a low volume within that price levels, and some people doing scalp trading and so on, maybe they would say, okay, there's a low resistance due to the volume to the volume level for that certain prices. But maybe I remember it bad. Maybe I'm just not remember it correctly. I just wanted to throw that in during you fixed your microphone. But maybe we can go back to the Bitcoin TA before we go to the altcoin TA. And maybe you guys, you can check the volume profile if you have the a good software for that, and leave in the comments down below how the volume profile looks for that golden ratio price level.
Yeah, I mean, I do have TradingView. I just love Coinage, and if we want the next video, we could do TradingView, and then we have volume profile on TradingView, and I can show you how that works. Volume profile, I'm very well versed in volume profile. I just need to remind myself exactly how to set it up properly, because if you don't set it up properly, it doesn't come out right. But yeah, let's continue. let's see here. So what we could see here, if we're looking at this chart, we could see that the market could even come up to here, and look at this. That at this level, there's a lot of resistance. There's like traffic area here. You can see that the market could even get as high as 5,300, and then just roll over and die, because there's a lot of people just going, "Oh my God, I bought up here. I want to get out." And this is probably a good place for them to just like, okay, I'm going to hit the sell button and get out of this thing. Right, so you could see that this could be a good resistance level where people will sell and get out, and then the market comes tanking back down. Hopefully, it doesn't tank below 3,100, and then it carves off a Wing pattern on the weeklies. Then we could say, oh my gosh, we're off to the races. We're not going to see $1,000, $2,000. That'd be awesome, wouldn't it be, Chris?
When we see the 2000?
No, I mean if Bitcoin does not come down, does not break the 3,100, we're not going to see the 2,000 level.
That would be amazing, but awesome. That would be awesome for everyone who is a reasonable investor, speculator, or trader. But a lot of people, we can see that in the comments, are saying we want Bitcoin to go lower, we want Bitcoin to go lower, and everyone is waiting on the sideline. We already told you, if you are waiting with your whole money on the sideline, you will miss out when the moonshot comes. Let us tell you something. Bitcoin was at 19 or 20,000. It went down to 3,800 now, and you are actually really saying I want to wait until it's at 2,800 when it already came down from 20,000 to 3,800. Be happy that you were on the sideline and take advantage of that, even though only with your half of your Bitcoin crypto capital or 25% or something. But make sure, and this is no financial advice, but make sure that you have some kind of stake in the game for the case that the prices will go higher from that point of time. Maybe I will just make a very quick conclusion. You also said that there is a probability for Bitcoin to go to that golden ratio to the 161.8, which is exactly like 4,897 US dollar. And you said even though it can go higher, there is the best risk return ratio, if the price goes there, would be to take profits at that price level, because there's a high probability of people selling off in this red area you painted in right there. So I think, yeah, that's maybe the good conclusion for Bitcoin. Even though you said in this weekly area, in this week, there are not very profitable trades for Bitcoin, but that's actually the probabilities for Bitcoin in the time afterwards, that we go to 4,800. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's correct. So this week is not a good week. Probably in the next month we're in the new month we're gonna see some action. So
Bitcoin actually this week might be a boring week, but you said 4,900 very possible, best risk return ratio in taking profits in that level, because above we might see a sell zone right here in the red space. But now, guys, for what a lot of you guys have been waiting for, we have very, very interesting altcoin TA actually. And Davincij and us at MMCrypto, or we can say we, because Davincij, you are also part of MMCrypto, even though you have a lot of other projects as well. We took the most suggested altcoins from the comment section, and it were a lot of comments again. And those were Icon, Electroneum, and Vechain. And we won't tell you, but those three, one of them will, Davincij checked them out already, will with a good probability go to the moon. Maybe not, but with a good probability go to the moon. One of them has the danger, only looking from the TA perspective, to go to zero, and another one looks kind of mediocre, maybe some chances in there from a TA perspective. So that being said, in a random order, we will start right now. Davincij, let me just pick one, because it's a random order. We will start with Vechain. Let's start with Vechain. Okay.
All right, awesome. Well, let me just switch my screens. I forgot what Vechain should be right here, I believe. Yeah, that's VET, right?
Yes, VET, exactly. Oh man, the time is running away. But that's important. We have to do that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so looking at VET, it looks like looking at just at the price, we can see lots of Wing action here. You can see it happening here, 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 right? And it's doing it over here and here. So we could say that this thing wants to run, for sure. This thing wants to run. Will it run? Right? That's up to the market. Looking at the volume profile, we have it. Yeah, the volume is rising at this point. Do we have a volume divergence here? Oh, almost. That would have been perfect. That would have been signal. That would have been the biggest signal of a big move if we had a volume divergence, meaning that if you see how price was going higher here and then came back down and then was going a little bit higher, but not as high as this one, if volume was higher up here, a little bit higher, and the price was lower, that would have been called a volume divergence, and that's so rare. That is your biggest signal to say, yeah, this thing's gonna be taking off soon. So if you get a volume divergence here on the on balance volume, oh my God, that is like you've got the golden indicator right there. I've only seen that 3 times in my trading career, believe it or not. 3 times. That's how rare it is.
That's a long trading career already.
It's not that long. It's only been 5 years, but
okay,
less than that. It's been 4
but
years.
intensive, man.
Exactly. Yeah. So I always look for that because that is such a beautiful indicator to say. I mean, I think it even counts as like 3 indicators in one if it ever happens, because I mean every time it happened to me, you see it go like ballistic in that direction, right? Because in the direction that the market was, you're predicting the market to go. So for example, in this case, if the volume was higher here, then it would go higher. But if you're looking for it to go down, it'd be the opposite direction, right? So yeah, I mean, looking at this, I'm like, wow, I would like to get some, but you know, what we as traders do, we do not chase the market. We let the market
come to us.
What's that? Yes,
exactly. But so this one actually, and we started with this one because it is kind of the most boring one out of that 3, even though it's not boring, but it looks kind of mediocre. So maybe as a last point, Davincij, can you tell us what your buy orders would be for that particular coin? And afterwards, we will go to the last 2 altcoins, one of them being a potentially very good buy with a potential moonshot, maybe yes, maybe no, and the other one looking kind of dangerous from a TA point of view. So first of all, do you have any price levels you have you will keep an eye on right now?
So if you're interested in buying this, I would be okay if you had some buy orders down here in the Fibonacci level, the Fibonacci trade location here, which is, I'm going to switch to green, right? Because we want to say this is the buy zone. And so you can see that it did dip down, so you might have missed it. See how the price went up, came back down, and it got into the fib level. So you would have gotten a purchase right here. So what do you do now? Honestly, you can see that this is a gap, a daily gap. You can put your buy orders closer to the 13 EMA. Would be the next thing to do, because this thing is already gone. You could try and sprinkle some orders down here. Who knows? It might cut back down into this level and give you a fill. But if you really want to get into this, maybe with a very small percentage, like 0.1, 0.25%, you can buy just above the 13 EMA, because this thing looks like it could run any moment now.
Yeah. So this one is kind of mediocre. You have a good buy level, but we hit that buy level already. So we don't know actually if that might go back again or if we already missed it. But as we already say, when you miss a boat, there are so many boats in the ocean, so you can just go to the next one. Maybe that being said, we can go to the next one, Davincij, or do you still want to say something about Vechain?
Yeah, just quick point of where we could see this thing going. Of course, this can go anywhere, right? This can go to the moonshot and go to 100x for all we know. But if you were trying to say, okay, well, based on where I'm buying and I want to do a conservative estimate of where this thing could go, right? You could say, okay, well, the 61.8 level is a good area where it could test and you can get a little bit of a double, but you want to make sure that you are buying at a nice price so that you can't even get a double in here. That's too bad. So that's why this thing's a little bit mediocre. If we move the Fibonacci level, which I don't like to move it into the to where it started off as a price, move it up to here, move this up here, you can see that this thing is really mediocre. You'll make for the little old lady, she'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? This thing is not. This thing might not give me a double, right? Because like, look, you have to get really cheap. Your favorite.
Yeah, cheap is my favorite number, man.
cheap.
Cheap is my favorite number. Also, leave it in the comments down, man. We want to see some community laugh. All right. But yeah, maybe Davincij, we have two very, very exciting altcoins. If you don't mind, maybe we can switch over to them because they were, I don't know, suggested like crazy. It looks like these altcoins have a huge community. Maybe we can go to Electroneum now, and afterwards, in the end, we can go to Icon ICX. So maybe we can go to Electroneum now, and you have your opinion on Electroneum when it comes to the TA point of view, not the fundamental point of view, guys. So yeah, let's maybe start with that one, man.
All right, well, this one, we talked about it before, and man, I looked at this thing and I'm like, oof, ugly, oof, ouch. Take a look at this volume. It looks like they pumped this thing, right? The insiders pumped this thing, and then they're leaving. They're gone. The
exactly,
gone.
Insiders, yes.
Yeah, they're gone. So, I don't know, man. This thing looks so ugly. I'd be afraid to tell you to even try to take a shot on this, because they have really ripped this thing apart. Even though it's not come back down to those lowest price, you can see that there's a lot of selling going on, a lot of people getting out of this market, and this thing can go a lot lower before it goes higher.
And it seems like it seems like the big exchanges are just not willing to list this project. And just to throw something in, we are only doing TA here, but what we did actually, and it was a long time ago, we did also some at MMCrypto, some fundamental analysis at ETN, and it didn't look too fine. Maybe things have changed. We want to be fair. That's why we are only looking at the TA point of view, but from the fundamental point of view, back in the days, it didn't look all too fine. But maybe that changed. We don't know. We can do that at a later point of time. Now only TA.
Exactly. So I mean, it is in the what's called the trade location for buying, but still, this thing is so ugly. I would not get near this thing, unless if you really believed in this project, and you wanted to get some. I would say should set your buy orders way down here. Way down here. Like 88 cents Satoshis or something like that. Let's take a look. If somebody in your audience wanted to get some, let's take a look at a shorter time frame and see if there's any gaps that we can like focus in on. Yeah, there's all kinds right here. Look at this gap on the 4 hour. So yeah, right at the 86 Satoshi level, that's where you can see a gap, and the market wants to come back down there to revisit that gap and fill it. So yeah, do not get into this thing right now. You could get lucky. It could pump again, but doesn't look like it.
Like always, but it's a very bad probability for that. And you also actually said that only from a TA point of view, there is actually the probability of it going way, way lower. And obviously, as
even
always,
going to zero.
even going to zero. So guys, only from a TA perspective, it looks crazy dangerous, and we do not want to say anything bad about the project itself, even though it didn't look too good back in the days for the fundamental analysis. From a TA perspective, it looks crazily dangerous. So make sure if you do want to get in, set your buy orders low AF, okay? So that being said,
what's your favorite price, people?
Oh man, I think it is cheap, man. That's the favorite number of us. Leave your favorite number in the comment section down below, guys. So thanks for bringing that in, Davincij. Maybe we can go now, and guys, you already know it. If the first one was mediocre, if this one looks crazily dangerous from a TA perspective, potentially maybe even going to zero, maybe not. What's the third one? That's the potential moonshot candidate. So maybe we can go to the ICX. Guys, all the time you have to consider this is no financial advice. We do not know the future. What we are doing here is we are just checking out the probabilities from a TA point of view. But now let's check out Icon, Davincij, and let's check out what the charts actually say to you.
Well, once I look back on this, man, the little old lady licked her chops. Oh my goodness. Yummy.
Yummy. The little old lady is coming, man. She's getting greedy now.
She's looking at this and going, man, discount city.
Such a nice and greedy lady, man.
Look at this thing. All kinds of discounts, man. This thing is giving you such a huge discount, and when this thing goes, oh my god, just at the 38.2 level, is that 100x? Like, really? Oh my goodness, we're at 7,000 sats. This is at 33,000. Okay, so it's not 100x.
No, it's like 15 something x, but still.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Gee, just at the 38.2. Oh my goodness. Wow. And then right, she could like looking closely at this market here. You could see that the volume is coming in. People are buying this project, and it wants to break out from the 200 moving average. But what's our favorite price, people?
Cheap, man. Cheap. And we want to let the market come to us, so maybe not buy at the market order. And if we are saying we don't want to buy at the market order, maybe Davincij, you have a certain price level where you would like to get in. And as before I said that we are checking out what the charts are saying to us, I'm pretty sure you are a chart whisperer, so just tell us what you are whispering to the charts and what your price levels are you are trying to get in.
Well, here's a nice good area to start buying. I think it might be too late to get into that to this level here. So if you wanted to get in, I think this is where you would put the most of your buy orders in this level here, just in case, you know, the market just like all of a sudden decides to tank down. This happens all the time, especially in altcoins. It starts to take off and then just jackknives down. So you get cheap. You get your cheap.
Yes, man, I love it. And let's just go back a little bit of time where you said that there will be an altcoin season coming up very soon, and we are getting closer and closer to the date. And what we can see right now is already at all that Binance listed coins, there is one pump after the other. So the next few weeks might be very, very interesting for us, especially on that altcoin point of view and also on the Bitcoin point of view.
Exactly. So that's a good thing coming up. Hopefully it does work out, right? We don't know. The seasonality states that yes, we should be getting a nice rally, and with Bitcoin lining up to do so, and altcoins starting to pump, right, as we speak. I think we should get our seasonal rally from all the altcoins, where I see banging out doubles like crazy, and everybody getting all excited. So let's hope that happens. I think I believe it will, and hopefully we'll all make some money together.
Yeah, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. So this one actually looks the most positive. You think there is a potential moonshot coming in? Maybe just as a last part of that altcoin, maybe you have a best case scenario where this price might go in the short or midterm.
Well, I mean, this thing, you know how alts are, right? This thing could be, this thing could do this, move up to 38.2 in one day. right? So, yeah, I mean, you could see a whole bunch of bang out doubles here, but probably not. I have to take a look at the volume. What is let's see, the market cap.
The volume is pretty nice. They have some good market makers. They are listed on Binance, so the volume is pretty nice.
Whoa, 100 million market cap. Is that correct?
Yes. It is correct, and it's already pumping as we speak, but maybe it will come down during the night.
Okay, so then I'm going to have to temper my enthusiasm. It's not going to do this in one day. This is going to have to stair-step its way up to that level, to the 38.2, but it'll take its time, and you'll get a lot of money out of this. So,
and as the next target, maybe this 200 week MA is maybe the next target we have to take a look at.
Yeah, and I would say we'd have to really temper our enthusiasm a lot and move this thing a bit down, so that because this is correct Fibonacci retracement too, and then temper our enthusiasm. And then move it down here, and then let's make sure that we got the
still looks kind of nice
here. But it's still, yeah, exactly, it looks great. You still got lots of doubles here, right? Even if we temper our enthusiasm a lot and go just right to here at 38.2, you got a couple doubles off that. You got more, at least one, maybe no, you got one, right? So that's still, the little old lady's all happy with that. If she could get her money back on this. She's happy.
She's licking her chopsticks, man. So
exactly, she's licking her chops on that.
Thank you so much for the TA on that 3 altcoins on Bitcoin, and also for that magic Fibonacci tutorial. Just as a short conclusion, check out the tutorial if you skipped it with the timestamps. It's very important for everyone who's not 100% understanding the Fibonacci and how to use it, so you can do it on your own. Thank you also for the Bitcoin TA, which where you said that Bitcoin is looking kind of boring in the short term within this week, but it can actually go afterwards to the golden ratio, the 161.8 level, this 4,900 roughly, which could be very, very amazing. And also the 3 altcoins, Vechain looking kind of mediocre, Electroneum looking crazily dangerous, and Icon looking very, very positive for the short and midterm within that next altcoin season coming up. So thank you very much for that. As a last point of today, maybe we can go again to the Pandora's Wallet update, and you can just tell us how is it going for Pandora's Wallet, what are the most recent updates before we wrap up today's episode. Just as a last call to action, guys, make sure you smash up the like button. It's very important. Let's get to 2,000 likes at least, and also leave your favorite altcoins in the comment section down below. We covered 3 altcoins today, and we don't think we will stop that anytime soon. So that being said, Davincij, maybe you can let us know how are the recent updates and developments for Pandora's Wallet.
Well, my staff and I are working very hard all the time trying to get all the 50 coins that we did promise to get into our Pandora's Wallet. Unfortunately, we came up with a couple issues, so we won't be making the 50 coins. We'll probably do about 25 by March 1st, but we'll be selling our product, and people have already started buying. That's a positive thing. Actually, I have 7 new customers that were really interested in getting into supporting Davincij codes and helping us build Pandora's Wallet, and I really appreciate that. That goes a long way, shows me that I'm going on the right track, and I appreciate everybody who's come out to help me on this project. It's
so nice, man. It's so nice. The link is given down below in the description. Davincij is working on it from the morning until the evening. He has employees working on it, and to be honest, it is kind of too cheap still, but It's very nice that you are throwing that out there to the public. Everyone who wants to support Davincij, do not only talk about it, check it out. I think there's also a trial for the wallet. Check it out. If you like it, you can purchase it. If you don't like it, you don't purchase it. I mean, it's zero risk for that. And you don't even have to put in a lot of crypto in the beginning just to test it. And afterwards, as the time passes and you trust it, you can put in more to store it there and also trade it from the wallet. So that being said, Davincij, I think that was a great episode, a lot of insights. We got the Bitcoin TA for the short term. We got a very positive insight for the golden ratio. We got 3 insights for the TA, 1 mediocre one, a very bad one, and a very good one. So that being said, that was a great episode. Are there any last words you want to say before I wrap up that episode?
No, thanks, Chris, for having me on. I think we should do this like on a more scheduled basis so that people could be looking forward to our next exciting episode on an exact time frame, because like everybody loves our show, so I'm sure they want to have it like exactly on time frame. So let's talk about a time frame so that we can have a consistent show for the future.
Yeah. I mean, we will we have to schedule that, and then you guys, if you want that update, you can go to the YouTube community tab of MMCrypto and we will update you there. And you can also check out, if you go from your mobile version to the MMCrypto channel, you can go to the community tab and also to the stories. And there are 15-second videos where we will also teaser some news to you guys. And also very important, Davincij15 is also in our Telegram group. You can go there and we will update you there in the alerts channel and also in the groups. And whenever you have a question to Davincij and he has some time, he has not a lot of time, but sometimes he has some time, he can answer your questions personally in that group. Isn't that fine, guys? So that being said, all the links also for Davincij, go to his channel and subscribe it. He is soon at 60,000 for davincicodes.net. All the tutorials for the little old lady licking the chopsticks, they are on that website as well. And Pandora's wallet is there as well. And we will also include your Twitter channel, because you talked about it, in the description down below. That being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for coming back to the MMCrypto episode. Thank you for coming to the Telegram group, liking, subscribing, commenting, everything. We are very grateful for that as well. We wouldn't be doing it if it wouldn't be for such a great and huge community. Very lovely. So that being said, thank you so much for watching and see you at the next episode of MMCrypto. And as always, bye-bye.